Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you what linear perspective is and how it works. This is a technique that has been used in art for centuries and is a great way to make some cool pieces of art or even some fun little doodles. It's super easy to practice and all you need is paper, a nice little mechanical pencil, preferably not a pen because you're going to do a lot of erasing, a ruler and or a straight edge. I don't have a ruler, so I'm just going to use a CD as my straight edge, and it'll work fine. Once you've had some more practice though with it, you probably won't need a straight edge. You can just sketch in the line yourself. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a street scene in just a few simple steps. First off, you're going to start by drawing a square. It doesn't have to be super big, however big you want. I just trace the outline of my CD just to kind of keep it a little bit smaller for the purposes of this video. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make a dot. Now you can place this dot anywhere you want, but I prefer to place it somewhere in the center. There we go. Now, this is called the vanishing point. All of your lines are going to line up with this dot right here. All right, so it's very important that you don't erase this dot until the very end, or you may not even have to if you've got enough going on around it. So now I'm going to show you guys how to make the street. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a good spot on the bottom of the square. I'm going to start right here. That's dot number 1. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your straight edge, and you're going to line up the two dots. It's just like connecting the dots. Put my pencil down here and just draw a nice straight line connecting with the dot. And if you miss, you can go back and kind of, straighten it out a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. That was just a rough little one. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Let's see, line it up. Start at the dot, go all the way down to the bottom. Now you can start at the dot or you can start at the bottom of or at one of the walls of the image. It doesn't really matter, whatever works, whatever you prefer. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those little white lines in the center of the street. Now it's important to remember that as things are farther away from you, the smaller they're going to be. So notice how this line is smaller than that one, and that's because this line is farther away from us. This helps create that illusion of depth. So the closer they get, start making the lines a little bit longer. Spread them out a little bit more. There we go. We got a nice little street going on. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in the horizon line. So the horizon line is the very back of the image. Now you see this all the time when you're looking straight ahead, when things kind of flatten out, where your line of sight kind of disappears. So you're just going to take your pencil, you're going to just make a straight line all the way across. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight because the world is not perfectly straight. It is actually round, in case you did not know that. All right, so now we're going to add in some buildings. Buildings are a little bit trickier because there's a little bit more going on. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by figuring out where you want to place this one. Let's make this first one pretty close to us. All right, so let's get it going right about here. Let's make this one nice and tall, so I can show you guys some fun little techniques. Yeah, nice tall building to start. Alright, so now this building is actually going to be too big for the square that I've laid out, so it's actually going to go, the line would continue all the way off the page. So that's fine. So just take your straight edge once again, line it back up. It was kind of a bad line, I apologize. Straighten it out and do the same thing up top. There, now you got the front of the building, or the side, whatever you prefer, but you've got the first wall of the building. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your eraser and erase the horizon line. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to figure out how deep you want the building to be, and the way you do that is you're going to start by making the bottom and the top of the building. So you're going to take your straight edge, you're going to line it up with that dot, and you're going to line it up with the corner of the building once again. Just like that. Once again on the top. Lined it up. There we go. Perfect. All right, like I said, you can straighten it out again, adjust it if you messed up a little bit. The important part is that all of these lines are going back to the vanishing point. All right? Now you got to figure out how long you want the building to be. So I'm going to make it, let's make it right about here, because we're going to add in some other buildings too. So we're going right there. Start us off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to erase this line right here. Sorry. This line right here, this line right here, and then this horizon line. Erase. Erase. And one more. Perfect. And then you can go back and, you know, tighten up the lines a little bit, make it look a little bit more square. All right. Nice. So now you've got a nice little building. All right. Now I'm going to, you know, you can't get into this building at all. So we're going to add in some doors and some windows. So let's start by adding a door right about here. Now this door is going to go off to the distance again. So I'm just going to stop it right there. Let's add a little doorknob right there. Maybe add a window. Now notice these lines aren't connecting with the vanishing point because these are all right in front of us. All right. So anything that's on the very front of a building, like on this side of the building, are going to just be normal straight lines. Once you work on the sides of buildings, that's when lines start to move. So we're going to do the same thing to make a window on this wall. We're going to make one big window. So you're going to start by making that first line wherever you prefer, like we did when we were making the building. Just like that. And then you're going to trace your lines back to the vanishing point. All right. So back to the vanishing point. Back to the vanishing point. And then cut it back off. And erase. Alright, so now you guys know how to make windows. And then if you want to add those little cheesy little crosses that little kids used to make in their windows, it's the same premise. Line up with your vanishing point, draw a line, and erase. And notice how much erasing I'm doing? This is why it's very important to use a mechanical pencil or just a pencil in general. Alright, so there you have it. That's how you make a building using linear perspective.